My name is Courtney, and I have came up with a Matthew chapter 6 six-part series where we learn, the basics in Matthew chapter 6, and not only can we learn it, but we can apply it. So if you somebody that's like a baby Christian, I am too, baby, and we learn together, okay? So come on in the room. This is part 3. If you have not yet, please go watch part 1 and part 2. They are on here and they're on my YouTube. Please subscribe to my YouTube. But let's get into it. If you feel like you're going through a lot of warfare, I'm telling you, you're not the only one. I have been there. That may be a sign you need to fast, okay? In 2023, I remember going through so much warfare, and I saw this video on TikTok, and I felt like it was a sign. There was someone, she did the Daniel fast, and I was like, what is the Daniel fast? So I started doing my own research, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna go all in. Now prior to this, I used to just fast from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. I call that a baby fast. If you want to start out doing that, you can. I did it with, no food, no water. You can drink some water if you want to, but just remember, this is not a fast where you're just like not eating. You gotta pray. You gotta do some stuff with God and for God, in order for Him to deliver you from out of the warfare or the sin of your flesh. You have to put in the work while you fast. You can't just fast and be on your phone. I had to learn that too. But again, if you need to release, go ahead and do a fast. There's so many out there. Me personally, I have only tried the Daniel fast and the Esther fast. And recently, God called me to a 5-day fast, and I did that. That was the best one out of all the spiritual fasts I've ever done in my entire life, because I did not touch nor see social media. I did not post. I did not go on social media. I did go to YouTube, but it was only to fill my spirit with sermons and just, videos from people who talk about, building this relationship with God. And when I say it changed my mindset, I want to share what I've learned, when it comes to fasting. So here are 3 key points to help you start and stay consistent on your fasting journey. So the first key point, it is not hard as you think. A lot of people say, oh, I just can't do 21 days. I can't do 21 days. You go to work for 21 days. You can give your all to God for 21 days. I had to tell myself that it's not as hard as you think, baby. I promise you. Because you're going to be spiritually fed every day. Every day, I was spiritually fed by the Word of God. I was spiritually fed just by sitting at the feet of God. So I'm telling you, it is not as hard as you think. No, every day will not be easy. The flesh is very challenging because the flesh always wants to be fed. But baby, when your obedience takes over that flesh, I promise you, God will keep you spiritually fed every day. You will be delivered from a lot of things that you're holding on to, a lot of things that you didn't even know that was holding on to you. One mistake that I made when I first did the Daniel fast, I told somebody I was doing the Daniel fast. You're not supposed to tell anyone until after it's done. Matthew chapter 6 verses 17 and 18 says, but when you fast, comb your hair and wash your face. Then no one will notice that you are fasting except your Father, who knows what you do in private. And your Father who sees everything will reward you. When you're fasting, it's mainly about your obedience. It's about your heart posture. Where's your heart with God? The second key point is picking which type of fast that works for you. Now, I told you about, the 12A to 12P, and I told you about the Daniel fast, the 21-day fast, and the Esther fast. I love the Esther fast. No food, no water. I've done the Esther fast, and I've asked God to deliver me from corn. Ask God to help you choose the right fast. Be obedient, all right? That's the most important part. The third and final key point, don't just fast for physical things, okay? This is more spiritual than it is physical. The physical will come. We're not going to worry about the physical, because in Ecclesiastes it says everything is meaningless. You need to ask God to deliver you from worry. You need to ask God to deliver you from the sickness that the doctor told you, because the doctor told you that, but God didn't tell you that. Give yourself a lot of grace, if you slip up, but it's not hard. Pick which type of fast you need to go on, and don't just fast for physical things. Don't just fast for the fast car. Don't just fast for the house. Fast for stewardship, fast for alignment, fast for direction, fast for protection. Whatever it is, I promise you, God will deliver you from it. That's it. I pray that this blesses you. I just want to drop this in somebody's spirit when it comes to fasting. We can make our plans, but the Lord determines our steps.